Evening, folks. Welcome to Everyday KT. It's number 75. It's our 75th episode, and as we do on all of our 5th episodes, live Q&A. So, got a really interesting topic that's popped up and has been trending like hell all day today, but I'm going to wait for a couple of people to join in before we start into the shenanigans. So, while we're waiting, well, somebody's watching. So, hang on one second. Hey, Kevin. So, got 3 already. So, hey, maybe the hashtag worked. So, yes, live. Hey, Chris. Today, this is something that I've been talking about and thinking about doing for years. Is the whole concept of kilts and yoga. If you haven't seen, if you're not one of the 8.5, 9 million people who watched that video that the BBC put out, only about 10 hours ago. That thing's going crazy. If you haven't seen it, it's an interesting video. If you happen to be attracted to men in kilts, you're gonna love it. If you like yoga, it's also pretty awesome. Otherwise, it's funny. So some years ago, it's only about 40 seconds long, but it just goes to show you the versatility and the awesomeness of the kilt. It's oh, you liked it, Jen? That's pretty awesome. Yes, it was cool, and yeah, it's all over the place. 8 million people guys in kilts in the woods doing yoga. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a hell of a PR gig, and I believe they actually were in, the kilts were worn properly. And they also followed some of the advice that I'd given in the past. Athletic style events and sporrans are bad. I do not believe either one of them had a sporran on, so it was a pretty smart move on their part. But other than that, if you actually stayed and watched the whole thing, you'll understand why the kilt and yoga are not probably the greatest combination, unless you're looking for some serious attention. Yeah, Chris, I actually had to change the profile, the settings on my page, several of my pages, because of how many times that thing has been shared on one of my pages, sites, or somewhere else. Things all over the place. I think it's all the Outlander fans just going nuts over it. So, kilts and yoga, sure, go for it. Unless you're on your own or in company to which you are intimately whatever, undergarments probably a good idea. Funny the better for the undergarments, but probably a good idea. It's because, as you know, if you watch the end of that movie, Chris, that's cool. It's only a Speedo when you do yoga, but depends. You gotta have a smiley face if you're wearing a Speedo. Gotta have the smiley face. So, kilted yoga. Oh well, of course it's for the of course it's for the ladies, Chris. As always, 5th episode Q&A. Want to know what you guys have to say. What kind of questions you have now? 12 times shared on your page, Chris. That's a hell of a lot. I think that's more than mine. Although someone did manage to share it directly to my personal page because of a slight snafu that I had on my site. So I fixed that, of course. So nobody else can sit there and share the naked kilt ass on my website anymore, on my page. They can link me on it, and they can do tag and whatever, but it doesn't show up without my say-so anymore. And I'm pretty sure that the entire universe knows about that thing. It'll probably be on the news tomorrow for whatever reason, and it'll probably win some kind of award. And I bet you whatever show they're advertising is going to get a crap load of views for the first episode. So now that we've got the whole kilt yoga thing out of the way, I want to know what kind of questions you guys have. What's on your mind besides that video for the day? I know I've had all manner of ladies that have been like, "Hey, have you seen this video?" I'm like, "Yes, no, I'm not going to do that." Anybody ever told me I couldn't wear a kilt somewhere? Absolutely. I have been told not to wear it at weddings several times. Every time because either the bride or the bride's mother were unhappy with the fact that the kilt I was wearing would get any attention and divert it from their precious daughter. So yeah, that happened a few times. As far as other places, one of my employers, actually the only other employer I had while I've been kilted, initially didn't like it, but their that person's superior said it was awesome, so that kind of took over for the day. I even had some folks over at one of the building supply companies, the big box building supply stores, wanted me to be in their customer service department, and they were going to pay me quite nicely for the job, but I didn't have time for it. It would have been cool though. No, Mike, we've been over the whole shower with a kilt thing. It's not a good idea. As far as other places that I can't wear my kilt, there have been a lot of places where it's been recommended that I don't, with a lot of really good reasons, but not actually the no, you can't wear it. Let's see what else. Thunderstruck on the Pipes is pretty epic. Thunderstruck on, especially if the bagpiper actually has flames coming out of it. Dress codes, rules, yeah. Yeah, I'm just reading through some of the comments now. Yeah, Mike, no, yeah, again, no one with the flames. Carl, there's a band called Celtica that does it, and the last time I saw they had 2 pipers with flames, and I think the bassist had flames coming out of his guitar too. It was really awesome. Wet kilts suck, especially if you're trying to move around with them, walk with them, whatever. Wool kilts, they might be warm, but they are heavy as hell, and they suck completely. Favorite movie kilt? Well, of course, there's always the folks from the TV show Outlander. That's always awesome. The Highlander, awesome, always cool as well. Got Braveheart, Rob Roy, and a ton of other ones. I will say that one of the coolest shows that I've seen the kilt in was the old True Blood show. It was the vampire one on HBO that ran for a few seasons. There were a couple of guys in there that wore kilts. It was pretty cool to see it there. I haven't seen. Well, I've probably seen bits and pieces of Rob Roy. I know that there's a ton of other movies with guys in kilts in them. Oh, wait a minute. No, my favorite one, my absolute favorite movie with a guy in a kilt is the one with Samuel L. Jackson wearing his kilt, and he's with a golf clubs, and I don't remember the name of the movie. If anybody remembers the name of the movie, please post it up there. He wears a kilt the entire movie, except for the end, when he buys a golf course, drops his kilt right there on the tee, and tees off right there. I don't remember the name, but it's got Samuel L. Jackson, and that movie is like Formula 57 or something like that. It is hilarious. He winds up he's a drug dealer or something like that, but the movie itself is it's a really good movie. And I know, like I said a couple of days ago, that new one, Forged in Fire, been a couple of guys in that wearing kilts. Trying to remember. Best use of leather kilts. I will take her word for it. I haven't seen Pitch Perfect 2. I haven't seen Pitch Perfect 1. Don't have a clue. So I'll take your word for it. Let's see. Bagpipes, yeah, Brian. They're hard to learn. Takes years to be really, really good at it. But once you get it, what? Yeah, It's a singing movie, Mike. I don't know. Then I can't carry a tune unless you put it in a bucket anyway, so I'm not going to worry about it. So, I can't think of any other movies I've seen. I don't even know what you're saying there, Chris. I don't have a clue. Hey, Emily. Welcome to the shenanigans. Yeah, so, Em, I still need to know when I can send you a kilt for Mike. He needs one because they're generally awesome. Yeah, the kids are all on the other side of the thing here. Hey, Mike. Wow, lots of people. Formula 51. Yes, that's it. That's the one. Carl, if you haven't seen Formula 51, it has Samuel L. Jackson in a kilt, and it is awesome. I do not suggest having children around when you watch the movie, unless you want to do a hell of a lot of explaining and give them earmuffs on a regular basis. Otherwise, great movie. And why not? Great movie. Of course he needs a kilt. He definitely needs a kilt. The U.S. military wear kilts. Every branch of the U.S. military has their own tartan. Yes, they do. I believe there are pipers in some of the military bands. I do not know a whole lot of... I don't know a whole lot about the militaries, but I know that every branch has their own tartan, and I believe that some of the bands for each of the branches have a piper with that tartan in it. Awesome, yeah, Canada too. So it's not just here. I know the U.S. Army, U.S. Navy, the Marines, the Air Force, they all have tartans. I believe the reserves might have a tartan. I'm pretty sure the Coasties have a tartan as well. I do not. I'd have to do some more research on those though. But I know all the major fighting branches have tartans, and I don't know if they're allowed as part of their normal uniform in any way, shape, or form. But they do have them. I've seen a good many folks who have either just recently left the military or retired with those tartans, or even active duty. They'll have those tartans. You'll also see that there's an awful lot of the various camos, the ACUs, the Digicam, the old jungle style, the tiger stripes. You know, the more interesting camouflage variations, you can probably get a kilt in it off the peg or off the rack, as it were, depending on where you are. But you can probably get them most places. So, and yeah, Black Watch, of course, standard Scottish military tartan. They see used in a 511, yes. 511, just remember with those 511 kilts, be sure you're comfortable with the way that the pleats are set up in the back. It has some kind of funky rear apron. I'm not a big fan, but the kilts themselves are pretty awesome. Very, very damn near bulletproof, so I do wear it a lot. The good far outweigh the bad. Anybody out there looking for a very rugged kilt, they're made out of the newest generation ripstop nylon. They're triple stitched. You can get them in a variety of colors. They are Teflon coated, so they'll be waterproof at least for the first couple of washes. And the cool thing is that they have three pistol mag pockets on the right cargo pocket, and the left cargo pocket had 2 rifle mag sleeves. So it's very cool. Very good stuff. Awesome. Weathered Black Watch. Yeah, that's pretty cool. With the weathered Black Watch, you got 2 options. You can either buy one weathered or just buy one in the fall and throw it outside and find it again in the spring, and it'll be plenty weathered. Under Armour workout kilt. That would be Under Armour under a sport kilt is my best guess. Todd Bryant from 511, was it Factory 518. It's a workout place in Tulsa. I don't know if it's still around, but he actually wanted me to come down and I could work out in any of my kilts at any time down at his gym. This was, I don't know, 5 years ago or so. It's been a while. I don't know if the place is still open. I hope so. It was a pretty cool gym. So let's see. Any other? What kind of questions you guys have? Anything else aside from the crazy kilt yoga video that's breaking the internet? Let's see. I think I think somewhere in here I actually have something about yoga. When will I do a kilted yoga video? I have promised a good many times that I will do a kilted yoga video once I am in the position where my body actually will get through the entire series without breaking itself or completely destroying the time-space continuum. Yeah, it would be a disaster if I even tried it right now. I can barely do a sitting dog, much less a downward dog right now, so it will be a while. Volume 2, sure. Proudest embarrassing moment in a kilt. Proudest moment in a kilt. That would have to, easy. Proudest moment ever in my kilt, 2 of them. When I left the hospital with each of my children in my arms. I was wearing my McTavish tartan both times. And I believe I had... Brotherhood of the Kilt tartan for my daughter. So those are definitely the proudest moments. Mike Krause, Evan Sarah, they want a kilted video remake of I'm Too Sexy. So, funny thing is someone actually conned me into doing karaoke to that. I don't know, sometime maybe over the summer, I think. I don't remember. It was a long time. It was kind of silly. And it was bad. Horribly bad. Horribly bad. I'm not the greatest karaoke singer. I did not have a runway, but I bet you the DJ is a friend of mine probably would actually set it up just to do that. And it would be horrible. And this goes back to the yoga thing. If I'm doing that, I'm getting myself back in shape. The scale broke. It says I put on 20 pounds in the past 3 months. Not happy about that, so I'm going to have to get that dealt with. Oh yeah, and Mike, I tell him I was also looking at maybe doing a redo of Chris Isaac's Wicked Game, but it's a little cold right now for that. So maybe sometime in the summer I can get a volunteer and redo that video. Although I don't know how, I might have to put it on Vimeo because it might break YouTube terms of service. Oh, Mike, awesome, good job on the kilt pin. You have to post up a picture. I want to see that. All right, while I'm waiting for a question, I'm sitting here looking for the thing I have in here somewhere about kilt yoga. Oh no! Wow, that's trouble. Right, everybody wants to see if I'm doing live kilt yoga. See, marketing, folks. Marketing is a thing, and it is beautiful. Mike, unfortunately, I can't tell who is logging in from my end, unfortunately, unless they actually post something. So, ladies out there that are watching, I want to get your opinion on that kilt video that we're on today. I know everybody's seen it at least a dozen times. I saw the first 10 minutes, and I saw him going up for the handstand. I'm like, I know where this is going, and stopped. What sports do I watch? Simple. Olympics, Patriots, Red Sox, Bruins, Celtics. If it's not those, it's probably not a real sport unless you're throwing a caber or something else like that. let's see. No, I don't remember having many. Most of my YouTube videos are here. Mike, you're funny. Mike, you're really funny. All right, where is this thing? Problems there, Mike? Oh, wait a minute. It's Monday. Do you guys have vacation down in Oklahoma today? Probably. I know we do. No vacation. Oh, well, it must be just up here. Then again, we get the kids have the whole week off, so it's going to be an interesting week. Alrighty, I can see the stuff about kilted ninjas, kilted shenanigans, cleaning a kilt, extreme kilting. Don't play baseball wearing a kilt. Yeah, I don't know where it is. Dave, you're funny. That's probably the 50th time I've seen that joke today alone. The whole week deal? Fall break up here? Yeah, it's because for some reason people get sick up here. The flu and the colds and all that other shenanigans. I don't know, but it's miserable. And schools are off this week. We get another week off in April. It's also probably because generally around this time of the year, snow sucks up here. Golf in a kilt, absolutely. Golf in a kilt is amazing. If you haven't, Mike can personally attest to that. He's seen me play golf in a kilt. It's just awesome. There's the only thing that you have to worry about when, well, actually, no, there's a couple of things. One, make sure that if you're going to wear gillies or your brogues, whatever shoes you've got on, they actually do, you've got some kind of spikes or whatever in them. Otherwise, you'll be sliding all over the place. Second thing is, be careful if you're sporing. It will screw up your swing. I know that I'm not the world's greatest golfer, but with that extra weight, with the sporin, it completely wrecked whatever chance I had of even pretending to be a decent golfer. I think I got one good shot out of the whole day, and it was a tin cup moment. Yes, 14th green drunk dialing, if you're not careful, also leads to shenanigans on the 18th, especially trying to field incoming golf balls. Anyone from RSU might have a clue what that's all about. So yeah, golf in a kilt. If you have not done it yet, please do. I will suggest if you're going to do that, you wear a heavier kilt. If you have a nice wool one, wear that. The lighter weight kilts tend to catch the breeze all too well, and you'll be spending more time on the golf course trying to keep your nether regions covered than actually swinging the club. So just be careful of that. Otherwise, yeah, it's just awesome kilting, golfing while kilted, and you might make the paper. I think we did. So the one thing on putt-putt, mini golf, whatever you want to call it, with a kilt, is you have to be careful of what course you're playing and what obstacles they've created. Some of the more elaborate golf courses for the mini golf, they have things swinging around, stuff flying all over the place, windmills and airplanes and all kinds of other shenanigans. So you got to be careful of what you're playing golf around. The other thing you have to watch out for is other people's golf clubs. Generally, when you're playing on a full golf course, it's not that big a deal. You only have, maybe three other people in your group that you have to worry about, and those are probably the only ones within viewing distance. At mini golf, there are all manner of people everywhere swinging clubs in every which way you can imagine. And if you're playing, if you're doing a little night putting, be careful because someone may be having a little bit more than soda on the course, and may decide that the golf club is now a kilt hiker. So just be careful of that. Scotch carried best. Casey's asking which Scotch is best carried in a flask. Casey, good to see you, bud. I haven't talked to you in a good long time. Best flask is any, all of it. I prefer Coila. I believe it is a 21-year-old Coila. It's a fairly expensive single malt. Lagavulin 16 is also excellent for the flasks. That being said, I'm very partial to Isla's. So the Lafroigs, the Taliskers, all of that kind of stuff, love them. But the best Scotch for your flask is your favorite Scotch, hands down. Now, if you're going someplace that A, is flask friendly, and B, has lots of people there, bring 2 flasks. Make sure they're different. You want to have 1 flask for yourself in whatever it is you are having, and 1 flask for everybody else. That's the share flask, because of course you go to these big social events, and you know, hey, check this out to your good friends. You know, oh look, I've got this. One time a guy had a 25-year-old Macallan. I was like, oh, that's beautiful. It's amazing single malt. On the other hand, there's people like, hey, I've got some Bushmills. Check it out. I'm like, oh, not my favorite. So, two flasks. And then again, of course, you also have, you know, who said you had to put Scotch in it? You know, you may not like Scotch. You can put whatever you want in it. We actually had a joke with one guy. We actually filled a flask with water and convinced him that it was a new Scotch. And, of course, he had had a couple of his own Scotches before that, but he wound up loving that flask. He thought it was some kind of new, really light Scotch. And it worked. So, let's see. Drink tonight. I actually was behind, so I didn't actually get anything. Regalfer. I don't know, Carl. I don't even know what Regalfer is, but it sounds like fun. All right, yeah, 2 flasks. 2. Yeah, if you can get 2, they do have. I think I've seen it once or twice where there have been 2 flasks together. But that might be a bit much on the sporin. Unless you're carrying, of course, maybe some of the Wyvern Rob Roy style sporins. Those things are monstrous. You can fit all kinds of stuff in there. So, what other kind of stuff you guys want to know about tonight? Looks like we've got all kinds of people popping in and out as the night's going on, which is pretty awesome. Already got over 100 comments, which makes this my best video so far. Flask holsters. I have seen that, Mike. Flask holsters. Actually saw one person show up, and they had the underarm holsters, where they had a holster underneath each arm, and there was a decent-sized flask in each one of them, and it was pretty funny and very, very effective because he had on a vest. Hey, Doug. And so that was pretty awesome. I also have seen people with concealed carry pistol holsters that had flasks in them, and those are amazing for anyone who's asking about that. Vests that go with a kilt. Yes, there are several different types. I personally enjoy the Argyle style. It's a 5-button vest that goes about here, you know, and it's black wool. You can wear it with an Argyle jacket or by itself. This actually is a good example of one of them. Just happen to have this right here. That's an Argyle vest. And you can see 5 buttons. And a lot of people say don't wear a belt with a vest. And I say to hell with that. I like it, so I do. There are also other style vests. A 3-button vest is usually one with a Prince Charlie jacket. There are, I think, 1 or 2. I think there's a Bramer style vest, but I don't know a whole lot about that one. I prefer the Argyles. You can get them at USA Kilts. It's about $100. And I wear those with a white just a white shirt to pretty much anything that's semi-formal or better. Yes. So, Mike, the thing with camelbacks, I've actually tried that, and while it works the first time, It never works the second time, because what happens is you wind up finishing off the contents of that camelback, and it winds up being really gross. It gets sticky, or whatever the alcohol in there messes with the chemistry of the camelback, and it's usually rendered useless. Yeah, Dave, it is longer. That's because people are talking. They've got questions, and I'm gonna keep going. Women buy the vests? Absolutely. I've seen a lot of folks. I have seen some women wearing vests of all different style. Hey, if you like the way the vest looks and it fits, go for it. I will say, keep in mind that these are generally vests cut for men, so you may have some anatomical issues that you might want to take a look at for the ladies. So it's just something to consider, but I would definitely call the folks. Like I said, I'm talking about USA Kilts because that's where I got my vests, and they are awesome. So give those folks a call, and just ask. Say, hey, I'm looking to get these one of these vests, and what kind of breathing room do these things have, and are they gonna crush me, or am I gonna look like some kind of funky cartoon thing? So, altered to fit, yes, depending on the skill of whoever is doing the alterations. Keep in mind that this right here, this vest right here, the front, it's all wool, but on the top and the sides is a seam. The back of it is a satin material. So I don't know how much extra material is inside that that vest. I do know that it has a slide on the back, so it will expand a little bit. But that is usually for the midsection. I don't really think it takes into consideration very many lady parts. So again, Kim, I would just give you the Rocky over at USA Kilts a call and see what he can do for you. The raw edge. Casey, this what you're talking about right there? This here on the side, that's called the fringe, or are you talking on the bottom like this? Right here. Which one? You talking about on the front edge of on the side of the apron, or on the bottom of the apron? Hey, anytime, Kim. Yeah, so Mike, with the vests, like I said, this one, it's a 5-button. The 3-button ones stop about here. The fringe on the side, Casey, so I'll show you with my kilt right here. So as you can see, it has that fringe, but if you look really close, you see there's a stitch right there. And if you roll it over, on the back side, you'll see how it's actually been folded over a couple of times, and right there, let's see if I can do this right. See right there, there's actually some of the fabric that's been folded over, so the fringe is actually not from the top layer of the kilt. It's from a layer that's folded under. If that thing starts fraying and your kilt starts coming undone, that kilt is a piece of crap. I have never seen more than 1 or 2 threads come out of this, and those are always the ones that are right outside of that stitch. So you really shouldn't have a problem with that coming undone. Like I said, unless it is well, no, granted, if you have a homemade kilt, it could be that way, just because they were trying to get that effect. Absolutely, Michael. Scottish cousins are trouble. Yeah, I don't know, Mike, what that vest is called, but I would definitely check it out. Yeah, anytime, Casey. And if I ever get back down to Tulsa for whatever reason, we're going to have one hell of a night. See you, Dave. Wow, look what do we got here? 45 minutes of this thing? Yeah, Carl and Casey, all of my tartan kilts have fringe on it. And like I said, none of them have come undone because all of them have, let me see if I can find a piece of paper. Here we go. So if this is the fringe right here, what they do is it's folded over. Let me see if I can do this right. Okay, so here's the way mine's done. So if you take, what they do is they take the piece of wool tartan, they fold it back like that, and then they fold it like this. So you see, here's the kilt, here's the fabric. They fold it back on itself. Let's see if I can do this right. Yep, back on itself. They sew right here along this edge, and here on this edge, and this right here is frayed this whole way. So this is frayed, but there's stitching this whole across the back so that the fray stops. So you're not going to have to worry about it fraying on the other side of that. Yes, Mike. Cancun in a kilt. Hell yes. Go to sportkilt.com. Get one. They're really light. It's going to be very. It's not going to be a problem. You can get the sand out of them really easily, and it's Velcro, so it'll be very forgiving as the umbrella drinks find their way where they need to be. So, all right, let's get this show on the road. It's been 45 minutes, easily the longest video I've done since ever, and we've still got 10 people chilling out. So I'm going to throw out. Yep, Mike, that's how most of mine are done. The other thing I've seen, one thing I have seen is, so you have this right here. This is the front of the kilt. You have this here. One thing I've seen is if you take this right here, so you have the one fold, see, like this. Here, I'm sorry. Here's the front of the apron. This is the fringe. This is the back. So if you really want to be sure that you lock it in, so instead of just fold this over, fold it out, take this here. And what you do is you go like that. You see how this is? So you have the first fold. You still have this here. It's going to make for kind of a thick hem on the side, but you have this fringe here, so you fold it over this piece of paper completely, right? Like, let's see, like that. You folded it over, then you fold it back so you can have the fringe exposed right here. And then this first fold, fold that so it meets this right here, so it looks like that, you see? And then sew along this line on both sides. See? So you put one stitch through. What that'll do is that'll sandwich the fringe line. It'll create a very strong hem on the side that will actually add a little bit of weight, so it'll keep it from flying up. And there is not a snowball's chance in hell of that fringe unfraying in any manner that is going to harm the kilt, unless you lose all that stitching all up the side of your kilt. So I just figured that out in my head, so there you go. Been on here for quite a while, so I'm going to throw out, I believe someone said Kiltology Volume 1. Hey, take care, Matt. Fishing in a kilt, awesome. I've done it many times. I suggest the lighter weight kilts and the modern fabrics, the ripstop nylons and stuff like that. I would do those. So today's Kiltology Volume 1, as you can see, no vest. So, this goes down back to what Kim was asking about the vests. Kiltology number 81. If properly positioned and manipulated, a kilt can serve as a good substitute for a broken or missing female support apparatus, commonly known as the over-the-shoulder boulder holder. The tricky part, however, is how to get around without taking the kilt off or breaking local decency laws. So, yes, the kilt has found other uses, but no, they're not done very easily. So be careful, and that's not something I would suggest. That's more of an advanced kilt move. For those yoga guys, it would be probably on advanced kilted yoga, something that would probably require additional help and God only knows whatever else. I don't know. So, again, kilt yoga, pretty awesome. We covered a whole ton of things tonight. Really glad that had everyone on here, and I think this is easily the best video we've done so far, number 75. If you do to get a shot, haven't done it yet, head over to Amazon. The book won't be backwards. Somebody picked up a copy yesterday. It was pretty cool. I was very happy about that. And my patties. Oh, they're opened up back down the street. That's awesome, Mike. That is awesome. Yes, I will have to have some printed up and sent down there, as well as some stickers for the mirrors and all that other shenanigans. So until tomorrow night, everybody have fun. Get out there, shenaniganize, and be strong. Put a kilt on. Talk to you tomorrow.